the Relationship Hub with the Smart Couple once again. And today we have something exciting for you. This is especially going to be exciting for you married folks. But before we begin, we have a question that came in from the last episode that we did. This is the part of the video where this question came from.
To cook, right? Consistently, based on some culture,
yes,
that they are meant for the kitchen. However, let's say she's working and you are working, and you come back from work, right, at the same time, or you came early and she's still at work and she finally comes back from work and you sat down watching TV waiting for her to come and just cook. I think sometimes some of those things are, I think when you need to come to compromise in some certain things.
Now here's the question. What of us in Africa, where the woman gets her money from farming and marketing or artisan, and the woman says, my money is mine and the husband's ours, even when her income is bigger than the husband's, should the husband still enter the kitchen? Secondly, if there is need to engage a paid house help, who should pay the house help, the husband or the wife? Whose place of division of labor is the kitchen?
Yeah, I think first of all, let's start by explaining or giving a background.
Okay.
You know, this conversation and that short clip that this question came from, it's I think it's just a part of a long video that is on YouTube. And the background is that we were talking about culture. And based on that culture, we said, if you want to be married to someone whose culture is different from yours, what you guys should do. You guys should sit down and have a conversation. And we made reference to some culture where the woman have to cook in the kitchen. You are marrying someone who does not have that culture, that you guys have to sit down and have a conversation about that cultural differences. So that is what we were talking about, and that's where that clip came from. Concerning this matter, what I think is, if you are in a culture where wife is to assign the responsibility of cooking, which is most cultures in Africa precisely. I think this question came from Africa. In situations like that, the woman is working and she's claiming her money or saying her money is her own and the husband's money, by reason of responsibility of the man, has the responsibility to take care of the house, and she's keeping her own. If she comes late, well, since that's her responsibility and she has made it clear, I think she should go ahead. She should as well take the responsibility to cook, because the woman herself has made the definition, has made it clear that the kitchen aspect is her own and the man's responsibility is to provide. Because according to the question, he said even when the woman makes more, he still wants the man to prepare to provide for the house.
In other words, she doesn't contribute her
because
to the household, because per the tradition or per their culture, the man should provide.
Yes. So if that be the case, no matter the situation she finds herself, the aspect of the division of labor, according to what he said, is that the woman should cook. So it doesn't matter if she comes by 10, that's her responsibility. That is what he's saying. And so if they are to take a domestic help, I think the woman should be responsible for that. However, having said that, this is where I try to create the balance. I feel that this idea of this is the role of the man and this is the role of the woman should be blurred to the barest minimum. Once you get into the house, all those rules.
It's a partnership. It's a relationship. It's not just, hey, this is you, and then everyone is robotic. This is my job. No matter what, this is your job. Even if you're dying, you're still gonna do it.
I don't think marriage should actually be full of that rules and regulations and duties. This is the duty of the man. Whoever can do it at a time. If the man is not doing much and the woman has more money, let that idea of this is the role of the man to provide even when you have more. I think that should be done away with. Two of you are in this together. It's a relationship. It's a marriage that you guys are building. You guys are going somewhere together. It's your lives together. So that idea of because the man should provide according to our culture. So whether I have or not, the man have to provide. The man should bring from what he doesn't have or bring from his blood.
He can go to the bank and go borrow the money that I have, because it's not my job to provide.
And the same thing as well for the man. If the woman is down or she's not in the place to prepare meals, I think it's okay for the man to take responsibility or just take care of the provide. Go to the kitchen, do what you got to do. This is kingdom culture we are talking about. We're not
Yeah.
talking about African culture. We are not talking about
Western
Western culture. We are talking about understanding or kingdom culture. Understanding between husband and wife.
If you can love one another beyond the set rules, I think it'll be easy for you to do things for each other. That's what friends do. They help each other.
Yeah.
So that's our answer to that question. I hope that this helps settle the matter in your marriage.
Yeah, please.
All right, so to the conversation for today, we're going to be talking about little things that has big impacts that you can do with your spouse to build that strong bond, connection, and love between the both of you. So let's get into it. One of the things that you can do is sleep together in the same room, on the same bed. I know of some couple who they don't sleep in the same room.
Yeah, they have the different
rooms. You know, one of the dangers of that is it could create a separation in the sense that different things can be going on in your spouse's life and you will not know. It gives room for easy access of the enemy. It gives room for secrecy. There was a man that they were asking him the reason why him and his wife don't have the same room, and he said, well, because he has some important documents in his room and it's his private stuff. That's why his wife that he married cannot sleep in the same room with them. Just imagine, nighttime is a time where, they're supposed to be together. It's
right.
That nighttime you can talk about some important things, talk about some of your dreams, talk about your day.
Yeah.
You cuddle, you hug, and you just leave room for whatever it is that wants to happen. But when you're separated, it's like you're living with your roommates. We just in the living room, but then we head out to our separate rooms. If you're in that kind of relationship, I'm sure you can testify that when you're sleeping in a different room with your spouse, actually creates a separation.
Yeah.
It creates that distance. Not only distance. The distance starts from the distance between your room and your spouse's room, but that distance also happens mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually. So
yeah, and to be honest, I think that's something that I feel shouldn't happen in marriage.
Yeah.
Because sometimes two of you will have misunderstanding, and the idea that I have my own room and you have your own room, I just go. One of the spouse can just go to their room and just close the door and lock the door, and that's it for till the next day.
Yeah.
But when two of you are in the same room, there's possibility that one way or another the issue will come up and you guys can have a conversation about it. And it's easier to have to sustain quarrel with someone you have separate room with. When you guys have sleeping in the same room, your leg will touch each other, your hands will touch each other, and just being there before sleep will take you off. Two of you are just quiet. One person will be tempted to make a conversation, strike a conversation, and say, "Baby, can we talk about what happened tonight or today?" So I think having a separate room is a trick of the devil. to put distance in marriage or relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. Talking about that as well, I still think that we should talk about not just even having the same room or sleeping in the same bed. We should actually reduce the size of the bed. Yes.
I'm sorry, I love the big bed. I can spread.
No, sometimes you have king size bed, this big bed.
California king.
And one can be on one side, the other will be on the other side. Even though you are in the same bed, it's like the other one is traveling to meet the other person when they want to do anything. But when you guys are in like a queen or full size bed, it will, if you turn, your body touches the other person, and it will remind you why you were married in the first place.
Yeah. I guess you can take my body language. The full size is not gonna work for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
Yeah, I think another thing that will help in building bond is eating together. Eating together, create a moment where you guys eat together. When the husband is not around, the wife waits and wait for him to come, and they have meal together. Sometimes share from the same plate, even when some people are very individualistic and say this is my food. Some of those fun it's helpful in marriage. It creates a bond between marriages.
Eat from the same plate when both of you have not eaten. Not when one person has finished eating and now you now want to come and eat from their plate.
That's still love. It's still love. I think they say there's love in sharing.
It's not my love language.
You better learn it. It has to be.
Yeah, but eating together is because when you eat together, you get to talk about your day. You get to make jokes.
Yeah.
It just makes that. It kind of brings you all closer.
Yeah, that family thing that you guys really have been planning to have and you guys have now.
Yeah.
It's just it continues. You guys can bring conversation that have that you guys have not talked about all day.
Yeah.
While you guys are eating, having fun.
Yes. And I think.
And you'll be able to tell her, honey, the food is good. It's just that there's too many salt.
After you've said how nice the food is.
How nice the food is,
So, but I think one of the main function of this doing things together, right? I feel it's just to create that communication. It's to allow for more time to communicate, to say things that are going on. Maybe if you forgot to say something during dinner, maybe you're going to remember it in bed. If you
Right.
forgot it in bed, maybe you're going to remember it during breakfast.
Yeah.
But I think the more time we get to do things together, the more we know about each other,
Right.
the more we talk about our day and the things that we've encountered.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's really one of the main reasons for this, the main function for couples doing things together. So, okay, so something else that I think that couples can do together to bring their bond, I believe, is to pray together.
Right.
Praying together, of course, praying is a spiritual activity.
Yeah.
And when you pray, you're at that point, you're not being diplomatic with God when you pray. You're not, there's something that may be troubling you, and your spouse may even find out in the place of prayer. When both of you are praying together and you have to bring up a prayer topic, you have to bring up a prayer point, you know.
Not those kind of prayer points where you are trying to tell your spouse some things that he's doing and
Okay.
accusing him.
No.
Father, I pray for my husband that he should stop all this nonsense that he's doing.
Not that kind. Not that kind. But when you team up together, I think the most powerful kind of teaming up, right, is a spiritual team up.
Yeah.
When you guys can set aside time to fast, not just only in fasting, but even as a thing that you guys do together, it makes the bond stronger because
Right.
now you guys are dealing with things on a spiritual level together.
Right.
You know, you guys feed off of each other's, spiritual atmosphere and spiritual,
Right.
energy and all of that stuff. So it kind of brings you together. You pray together. You know the issues going on in each other's life.
Yeah.
You're able to know when the answer of the things you guys have been praying for have come.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think praying together is really, really important.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, that's a good one because I think praying together can never be overemphasized. Sometimes
Yeah.
when the Bible says one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000, and the Bible says if two shall agree as touching a thing. So when you guys pray together, answers come speedily, and apart
Yeah.
from that, it creates that bond of dependence.
Yeah. On one another.
On one another. That
Yeah.
instead of being independent, individualistic in marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. Another part that will be very helpful in building connection in marriage is like having a date. You know, it's not just when you guys were dating that you just go out. Now that you guys are married, that thing that kept you guys going before marriage
Yeah.
should not be eliminated.
Yes.
Children should not be a reason why you guys can't continue it. Yeah. So even when you guys are married, after being married, just have a date. So, honey, I want to take you out. Let's go see a movie together. Let's go to a restaurant together. There's just sometimes you say, okay, let's eat out. You know, not eat at home. Just go out. No cooking.
Yes,
No
let's go get
stressing yourself.
massages.
Yes. Let's go eat out. Let's go get massage. You know, it doesn't have to be every day, and you don't have to have a lot of money to do it.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be only on your anniversary or on birthdays or special.
Yes.
It can just be something you just.
Wait, maybe once a month or something.
Yeah, once a
and
month.
this aspect, listen, I don't. Some people might say it's just for the rich. No, it's really not for the rich.
Yeah.
Some of these things are not that expensive.
It's actually
It could just
so
even be. It could just even be. Oh, baby, let's take a walk to a park.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend money on
Just
that.
get the fruits you have at home. Get your blanket, put it on the
Yes.
on the grass, and just sit down and just
Sit
have a
down
picnic.
and have a talk and laugh
Yeah.
and recreate the laughter that used to exist or that existed before you guys got married. You know, some people when they were dating, they laugh over everything, and then now the responsibility of marriage has come and it has choked out the laughter in marriage. But you guys can recreate it again with
Yeah.
all these little things by having a date out and things like that.
That is super duper important.
Yeah.
I can't even add anything to that
Okay.
again. All right. So something else I'm gonna say that does increase your bond is when you guys worship together. Go to church together. You know, there's some families where on a Sunday, because Sunday is it's also another time where we come together as a family. We feed from the same place. We enjoy the same spiritual atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, and we just see each other in vulnerable places. Sometimes a
Right.
woman may never see her husband crying,
Yeah.
or vice versa. But at church is when she can see, oh, my husband cries in the presence of God, and
Right.
just see how he worships. It also gives, if you have children, it gives them an opportunity to kind of see how their parents worship and how they
Yeah.
take the things of God. But it builds that connection. Some families, they go to different churches. I don't know how that works. I really don't understand that. That the father goes here with the kids and the mother goes here, you know, but they don't go. So they feed from different places. So peradventure, one party goes to a place that has a contrary opinion from the other spouses. So who are we listening to? And this one is sure of a pastor. This one is sure of a pastor. That's drinking from different streams. Don't get me wrong. Most churches, we believe in the same thing, right? But it's good as a family. You take your bundle that God has given you and you go to the same place, you worship. It just brings you together.
Yeah.
You know, you laugh at the same thing. You hear the same sermon.
Yeah.
You make references to the same sermon.
Yeah.
You can even joke about some things that was seen or said. It just, yeah.
And sometimes the pastor might just be touched by the Holy Spirit to address some specific things.
Yes.
And you are saying, oh, I wish my husband
was
could hear this, or I wish my wife could hear this.
Yeah. Oh my God,
This is
please, hold
just,
up.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, so that's a very good thing for family to go together.
Yes, so you can hear the
place of
same
worship,
thing.
hear
Yes.
the same thing. And sometimes some things will just come and it will hit two of you and you say, woo!
Yes.
Two of you hold each other's laugh
Yes.
and, you know, that creates connections and bonds, you know.
Yes, and so just like what you just said now, they could sometimes, maybe the wife goes here, the husband goes here, and God wants to speak. And then maybe there's a prophetic word or something. And then maybe the wife now come and say, well, my pastor said that this is this. The husband saying is your pastor, not my pastor.
Right.
And maybe what God was saying through the wife's pastor would have helped. But then the man is like, that's your pastor. My pastor didn't say that. So it brings that spiritual disconnection.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it could even bring rivalry.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah. So go to church together.
Go to church together.
Yes.
Laugh together.
And may I also add, right, for the women, if you need to understand as a wife, as a kingdom, I don't know if you're doing kingdom or if you're doing contemporary marriage, but if you're doing kingdom marriage, as your husband, you need to follow your husband. Right? Your husband is your head. Your husband is your leader. When your husband says this is where we're going to worship, you can't be going somewhere else. I don't want to worship where you go. Oh, yeah, I don't like your pastor. Your pastor is not spiritual enough. Trust your husband's leadership. Follow your husband to church. He's your leader. He's your head. And you are his responsibility. So please, I urge you, follow your husband to church. If he goes to church and he says, I want all of you to come here.
Right.
Follow him there. If you have kids, don't try to dissuade the kids or make the kids not like where daddy goes. Go as a family, and when you go, don't go with a nasty attitude. Go and just know that God is there, and I have to honor my husband and respect my husband. If you disobey your husband and then you go to that other one, God is not receiving any of your services because you're walking in rebellion. You're not honoring the authority.
As long as it's a church, as long as it's a church.
As long as it's a church, a true church,
gospel church,
not the one that they're asking you to go worship the pastor or do some crazy thing. As long as you know it's a true church, you know the definition of a true church. Follow your husband.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot with some people who have grown up in some brand name minister church thing. And say, I've always been this all my life.
Yeah, I was serving here. I've always served here
all my life. Yeah. So for the fact I got married doesn't mean I have to be transported to another place. You know, that could be could cause a great problem in a relationship.
Yeah.
I think another thing that we can also to help once in a while, just plan a weekend travel. Like I know we've talked about dating within, but travel. Maybe one of the spouses working and the other, and they happen to want to travel for work. If the husband is free or the wife is free, you can just take a trip with him and just be in the hotel. You guys see places, or apart from even work, just plan a day and just say, let's go to this small town and just have fun. From your environment, completely from what you guys are used to, and just experience something different. Things like that create great connection, because at that moment when you guys are out of town, it's just two of you have, and at that time you eliminate phone activities and just know your spouse more. Touch her more, you impact her in a better way when you guys make some trips out of town.
Yes, absolutely. One last thing I'm going to say, something you all can do to build connection is take pictures together, make videos together, do things, create memories together, something that you can always look back and, try to capture beautiful, meaningful moments together. I know some people are not picture people, some people don't like being in front of the camera, but hey, you're creating memories for yourselves and something for your children to look at and say, oh, this is how they used to be. It kind of creates a positive image and also a good expectations when they see how things used to be. And sometimes even when you're angry at each other and you're just scrolling through your phone, you can look at that picture and be like, oh, and you just look at that at him again like, oh, you're smiling now.
Yeah.
So those pictures, it kind of, it builds, you guys are building memories, and together you're building connections and all of that.
Yeah. And we're talking about some people you may not be a picture person. For me, I wasn't really like more of a camera person. If you are videoing me when I'm not focusing on that, I can flow freely before. But I'm married to a woman who like being in front of camera and things like that. So we do video together. We take pictures together, and the picture doesn't have to be a serious one. It doesn't have to be, okay, let me wear my suit and then we stand and post and do. Just some goofy pictures, some kind of pictures you guys are eating and he's taking, just different things that just, it's your life. Live it. Forget about being you are a matured man. Why are you doing like a child? Why are you doing this?
You are a prophet.
You're a pastor.
We have
don't
to
do
properly
this.
pose.
I think those things take away from relationships. They take away from connections.
Yeah.
When two of you are together, let's eliminate the idea of
your
position, your status, your age.
Yeah.
Live the life.
Be in love.
You know, take pictures. It's so important. Catch
Yeah.
memory.
Yes.
Create memories. Because old age will come, and some of you will look back to the pictures that you guys have taken or those short, funny videos.
Yeah.
And you say, "Oh my God, what were we thinking at that time we were doing this?"
And
You
those
know?
are things to look
And you laugh.
at and laugh.
Yeah.
And just see how God has blessed you, you
Yeah.
know, over the years.
That's right.
Yes. Anyways, that is all we have for you on this episode. If you want us to be your relationship coaches, please check out the website on the screen right now. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be the first to get notified when we upload new episodes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.